Assalamualaikum. My name is Eliza Najwa binti Ideris, matrix number 1241166, and my partner Auni Khalida binti Nazri, matrix number 1241165. We will present a comparative analysis of media language and framing. The topic is about how to different news from Malay Mail and Al-Jazeera. Reported on the visit of China's President Xi Jinping to Malaysia on April 2025. We will show how the language used in these articles can shape how people understand and feel about the event. As for the introduction, Xi Jinping visits to Malaysia on April 16, 2025, and it was his first official visit in 12 years. The visit had big ceremonies like the 21-gun salute at Istana Negara, and he also met with our Yang di-Pertuan Agong and Prime Minister, which is Anwar Ibrahim. But the visit was not just about ceremonies, it also had political importance because of the current tension between China and the United States. China wants to show that it is a good and strong partner for Southeast Asia. This is why it is interesting to see how different news media talk about the same event. And today, we will focus on Al Jazeera and Malay Mail. Both are well-known news sources, but they write in different styles and for different audience. Stay tuned. Moving on to the next slide, which is language choices. Okay, let's look at the language each article use. Malay Mail use formal and polite language. It calls Xi as president and says he was welcomed with full honors, and phrases like guard of honors, 21-gun salutes, and met with the king make the event sound very respectful and official. The article is very neutral. It does not show strong feelings or opinion. It just reports what's happened, like a list of events. For example, it says the visit helped improve bilateral ties and focus on trade, tourism, and culture. Now let's look at Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera used stronger and more active language. It says Xi, the president, arrived with a message, and China is a better partner than Trump. This shows that the visit is more than just ceremony. It's about sending a message to the world. Words like courting, positioning, and rival sounds more strategic. They show China is trying to compete with the US for power in Southeast Asia. Moving to question number 2, which is bias or neutrality. Okay, Malay Mail is more neutral. It just reports the event and it avoids emotional or political words. It does not mention the US or any conflict. It wants to show the visit as a peaceful and proud moment for Malaysia. This is common in Malaysian news, especially when reporting about royal events or foreign leaders. The goal is to be respectful and not start any political debate. Okay, now let's look at Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera is more analytical. It's not totally biased, but it has more opinions. It compares China to the US and says China wants to be a better partner. It uses phrases like shoring up influence and challenging the US. So the tone is more serious and political, and it wants reader to think about global power and what China is trying to do.
Now let's compare the headline and the first paragraph. Malay Mail's headline says, China's President Xi Jinping's first Malaysia visit in 12 years begins with a full honors at Istana Negara. This headline is formal and respectful. It focuses on the ceremony. It makes the visit sound important and friendly. There is no political angle or a strong opinion. The lead paragraph continues with the same tone. It talks about the 21-gun salute, guard of honor and meeting with the King and Prime Minister. Al-Jazeera headline is, however, very different. Xi arrived in Malaysia with a message, China's a better partner than Trump. This headline is both bold and political. It shows that China is trying to send a message. The word better compares China to the US, and the headline sets a more serious tone. The first paragraph also talks about a long-term relationships and how China wants to replace the US. This shows the visit is a part of a global strategy, not just a friendship. Now we see how both articles are similar and different. Similarity: both Malay Mail and Al Jazeera says that it was Xi Jinping's first visit in 12 years, and they both report the 21-gun salute and royal welcome. They also mention the meetings with the Malaysian leaders and talk about improving relationships. The differences are Malay Mails are formal, national focused and avoid global politics, and Al Jazeera is a global focus, political framing and include analysis. Why are they different? Now, the reason why they are different because they both have different audience, purposes, and journalistic styles. Audience and purposes. The Malay Mails want to inform Malaysian readers. It reports events in a calm and respectful ways, so the article is polite, formal, and focused on a national pride, especially when reporting about leaders or royalty. The language is simple, soft, and nationalistic. It wants Malaysians to feel proud and united. It also avoids politics. Al Jazeera goal is different. It wants to explain global news and politics. The readers are international, so many of them want a deeper analysis. So the article includes opinion, comparisons, and global context. That's why the article talks about US-China rivalry and uses more complex and opinionated language. Now for the conclusion. So what can we learn from this comparison? Even though the event is the same, different media will report it in different ways. The word they choose, the tone they use, and what they focus on can all affect how people understand the news. Al Jazeera shows the visit as a part of big political game between China and the US. Malay Mails show the visit as a proud, friendly, and peaceful moment for Malaysia. As a reader, we need to be media literate, and that means we must not only read the fact but also think about how the language and framing are used to influence our thinking. Thank you for listening to our presentation. I hope this comparison helped us to see how media language can shape public understanding and why is it important to read the news with critical mind.